Okay, good morning. Are we ready, Mr. Clerk? There it is. Good. All right, it is 11:09. I'm going to convene this meeting of the Banking Committee today, Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. We anticipate this being our last meeting of the 2025 session, with our deadline fast approaching in about 48 hours, but we will be done as is tradition well in advance of that. Appreciate everyone's hard work so far this session. We'll have some words, I think, as we wrap up. But for now, I'd like to hand it off to my co-chair, Senator Miller. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. We've done some hard work this session, and we couldn't have done it without our team. But as my co-chair stated, we will make acknowledgements later. But I want to thank everyone for your input this session, because we couldn't have done our work without you. So I'm excited to begin our day. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to recognize Representative Delnicki, our House Ranking Member.
Good morning, everyone. Well, this has been a fruitful work session in banking. We've got a number of issues to bring forward here, and I'm looking forward to the discussion and some work that will continue on a couple of them. But this is, in my opinion, is perhaps the best run committee in the legislature. The level of cooperation and congeniality really comes through. Thank you, Mr. Chair and Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative. And right on time, fresh from Watertown, our Senate ranking, Senator Berthel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sorry to keep you all waiting. There's the DOT is happily at work out on our highways on this beautiful late, well, I don't know, is it still spring? It's not spring yet. Not yet officially, this late winter day. So good morning, everyone. It's good to be here with you. And as has already been mentioned, I think that one of the reasons why I've had the pleasure and opportunity to serve on this committee for my entire time in the legislature is that it has always been run very efficiently. And for us to be at this point in time in the middle of March and pretty much done with our work, with the exception of whatever might get referred to us between now and the end of the session, is actually, I think, a good accomplishment for us. And it speaks to good bipartisan behavior. It speaks to listening to what is said in our public hearings and taking that into account. And there's some things that don't come out of today at the end of the day, which is fine. They're works in progress, as we like to say. And we know we have some bills that we'll hear finally this year that I think we've seen 2, 3, 4 years in the past. So, but let's stop talking, I guess, and get to work. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Senator. Yes, like you said, we have made quick work. Our last meeting, I believe, had some unanimous votes on a pretty substantial agenda. And we'll see what happens today as well on also an equally substantial agenda. We have 12 bills on our agenda. And we're going to start with item number 1, SB 1396, an act concerning earned but unpaid wage or salary income advances. Would entertain a motion to JF that item to the floor.
So moved.
Second.
That was moved by Senator Miller, seconded by Senator Berthel. Any discussion? Senator Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill before us has been an issue for the last couple of years. And the industry, the EWA, Earned Wage Access Industry, came to our committee and they lobbied very hard to change their status back to what it was. The Department of Banking and the industry have had several sessions, and I'm told many, many hours, to come to some type of concession. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. For those of you who saw my comments during the testimony last week, I was pretty disappointed because I've worked with the industry both sides trying to get them to come to a consensus. I'm going to give you one more chance. Molly, I'm sorry that I came down so hard on you from Pay Active, but she said something in her testimony that triggered me, and it was, there were some sticking points, but give the legislature an opportunity to weigh in. So I'm weighing in now. I would like the committee, I'm asking the committee to vote the bill out of committee to give the Department of Banking, the industry, and to include the Coalition of Advocates in a conversation. If we can't come to a consensus, I can't say that I would bring this bill to the floor. I'm hoping that you will put your minds together and come to some type of an agreement that you all can be happy with, because no one's going to get their way, but walk away to be happy and not come through the back door to say, well, you know, there's some sticking points, or I didn't get my way. If we walk away from the table, we walk away from the table with an agreement. And if we walk away from the table with an agreement, I should say, then that means that we're in agreement and whatever happens, happens. So I'm going to, again, ask the committee to please vote it out of committee to give the parties, give the views of both groups. And then now we have 3, because I really want the advocates to be involved in this. But I'm asking you, when you go to the table, to go to the table with open minds. And so, again, I want to thank you for your efforts, because both sides did try to come to a consensus, but it didn't work. So here we are. And I'm told that what we have before us today was given to us because they wanted something. And so, again, let's try it again. Let's give it another chance, because if we don't, then we're going to end up with what we have. And so, again, I'm appealing to the committee. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for allowing me to voice my opinion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Other comments? Representative Delnicki.
I'd like to echo the chair's comments here pertaining to the EWA and where we are today and where we should be. There's an opportunity. There's an opportunity. There's an opportunity. But if it can't come or coalesce, then we've got what we've got currently. And I will be supporting it being voted out of committee also, to continue that discussion that's going on, that the good chair referred to. Because there are folks that need the product, but the product has to be right. The product has to be fair. And the product has to be something that we can all say, okay, it works. So today I am a yes vote on it to come out of committee. And I encourage dialogue to actually be there to get this done. And if it can't be done fairly, then so be it. Thank you, Madam Chair and Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? No? Seeing none, I will just say, echo the comments of the representative and my co-chair. We are JFing this bill today as a work in progress. We say it a lot this time of year, especially true with respect to this bill. I want to acknowledge the effort that has gone into this for several years by our agency, the Department of Banking, several individuals there. Obviously, the industry stakeholders who have spent a lot of time on this, engaged in it. The governor's office also spent some time engaged on it. And of course, we have taken a deep dive on it over the last 2 years, and really more than that, I suppose. Obviously, we want those conversations to continue, so I will also be voting it out for that reason. However, I do have concerns. I've always had concerns with the product and with the marketplace. We made an effort at this last year. We went back to the table in the off session and this year to have those discussions. I know there are two issues in particular that we spent a lot of time talking about at the hearing. One about the data tracking and dating reporting. I think more investigation is necessary on that. We did not conclude that conversation or come to any conclusions. The other one was about the income level, the 75%, and we need to come to a conclusion on that. We did not get any good suggestions, frankly, on that in time to incorporate, even if we wanted to make a determination and weigh in on that particular issue. So yes, let's continue the conversation. I think we have time, and I think we know where everyone stands at this point. So let's hopefully get back to work on it. I think it's important to recognize, and I'll conclude with this, that this bill, as many of our bills, is about consumer protection first and foremost. So we do hear the concerns that those have raised over the last couple of years. And I think it's important to know that our agency, who works for us, the people of Connecticut, has also heard those concerns and has represented consumers in this state in those discussions, and will continue to do so, I'm sure. So with that, I will ask the clerk to call the roll on this item.
Now calling the roll for SB 1396, action JF to the floor. Representative Doucette. Senator Miller.
Yes.
Representative Delnicki. Senator Berthel.
Yes.
Representative Santos.
Yes.
Senator Honig. Representative Baker.
Representative Baker votes yes.
Representative Foster. Senator Hockedel. Representative G.
Yes.
Representative Aniskovich. Representative Hoxa.
Rep. Hoxa votes yes.
Representative Gajowski.
Yes.
Okay, we are going to hold the votes open today until 2 o'clock. A few other meetings going on in the building, so we're going to let folks have some time to get their votes in. 2 o'clock today. Okay. Moving on to item number 2, SB 1256, an act concerning the organization, administration, and receivership of certain financial institutions. I will entertain a motion to JFS to the floor, and it is LCO 6165. Moved by Senator Miller. Is there a second?
Second by Representative Delnicki.
Second by Representative Delnicki. Any discussion?
At this point, I would be entertaining a consent calendar without objection.
Okay, motion to start a consent calendar. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Berthel. Okay, any further discussion?
None.
Okay. And I suppose you're looking to replace this item.
Yes, I would like to place SB 1256 on the consent calendar.
Great. Hearing no objection, it is so ordered. SB 1256, JFS 6165 to the consent calendar. Okay, moving on. Item number 3, HB 6990, an act concerning the seizure and forfeiture of digital wallets and virtual currency. I'd entertain a motion to JF this to the floor.
Second.
Moved by Senator Berthel, seconded by Representative Delnicki. Would like to thank and acknowledge Representative Foster, who's not with us right at this moment, for her work on this bill. There are ongoing discussions to get this right. I think this is a good bill at this time and covers an important issue that we heard some testimony on at our public hearing. An important and emerging issue with the technology. Again, a bill that is really centered on consumer protection from fraud, which is something I know that this committee is quite concerned with. Any other discussion? Representative Dillon.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, without objection, this item should go on the consent calendar.
Okay. Seeing no objection, so ordered. Moving on. Item number 4, SB 1397, an act concerning a study relating to home ownership loan programs in the state. Would entertain a motion to JF this to the floor. Moved by Representative Delnicki. Is there a second? Seconded by Representative Gieske. Any discussion? Seeing none. Representative Delnicki.
Without objection, place this on the consent calendar.
Okay, seeing no objection, so ordered. Item number 5, SB 1398, an act concerning community reinvestment by banks and credit unions and reports, inspections, and examinations of mortgage lenders. Would entertain a motion to JFS this item to the floor. It is LCO 6076. Moved by Senator Miller, seconded by Senator Berthel. I will note that the JFS has removed Section 6 regarding the records and inspections of non-bank mortgage lenders. I think this is an important concept worthy of giving it a public hearing, certainly, and a further discussion. I know the state of Massachusetts has recently made this change, so I think it's something that we do want to look at in the future. But in the interest of our time and our agenda this year, we have removed that section from the JFS. Further discussion? Seeing none, Representative Delnicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And without objection, place this on the consent calendar.
Okay, seeing no objection, so ordered. Item number 6 on our agenda, SB 1399, an act concerning limited purpose trust companies. Will entertain a motion to JFS this to the floor. We are looking at LCO 6146.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Delnicki. Second?
Second.
Seconded by Senator Miller. I will note the JFS here changes this to a study. We heard a little bit of testimony on this, and I think requires a little bit of further study from our agency to determine the best way to go about doing this, to learn a little bit more about the way trusts are currently regulated within the department. And in doing so, we will hopefully come back next year and be able to make a determination on how we want to proceed with it. Any further discussion? Representative Delnicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Without objection, place this on the consent calendar.
Okay. Seeing no objection, so ordered. Item number 7, SB number 1400. An act concerning a child care services loan program. We'll entertain a motion to JF this to the floor. Moved by Senator Miller. Second. Seconded by Representative Santos. Any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, Representative Delnicki.
Without objection, place this on the consent calendar.
Seeing no objection, it is so ordered. Item number 8, SB 1401, an act establishing disaster savings account and a related tax deduction and credit. Would entertain a motion to JF this to the floor. We're looking at LCO 6148.
So moved.
Moved by Delnicki. Is there seconded by Senator Miller? We'll notice a few changes here. Some items that we received testimony about that only one disaster savings account may be opened. And the account is designated as such when opened, and we removed a reference to a study by the treasurer in the JFS. Any further discussion? Representative Delnicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to say a few words about this. When you think about it, with these disasters we've been having lately, Southbury comes to mind, and a few others. This is a bill that, quite frankly, has come. Because the fact that it seems we're having numerous disasters occurring, some folks may want to actually utilize this to be prepared should they actually need something in a situation like that, whether it be coverage through their savings in this program or a deductible, things of that nature. So from that standpoint, I think this is a good bill. I think it's something that we need to pass and something that addresses issues that people may have. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative. Any further comments? Representative Delnicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Without question, this belongs on the consent calendar.
Okay. Motion been made to move it to the consent calendar, seeing no objection, so ordered. Item number 9, HB 5503, an act requiring mortgagees to provide mortgagors with periodic statements. We'll entertain a motion to JF this to the floor.
So,
Moved
second.
by Senator Miller, seconded by Representative Delnicki. Any discussion? We thank Representative Gibson for bringing this forward. Representative Delnicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Without objection, please place this on the consent calendar.
Okay, seeing no objection, so ordered. Next, item number 10, HB 6194, an act requiring disclosures concerning the termination of certain funds and accounts. We'll entertain a motion to JF this to the floor. It is LCO 6153.
So moved.
Moved by Delnicki, seconded by Senator Berthel. We'll notice that the change here in the JFS requires that the report upon termination of one of these funds be provided to the House and Senate clerks to make sure that we're facilitating that that process and that the legislature receives notice of it. I will thank Representative Belinsky for bringing this forward and representing his community and quite a bit of history here. It is an interesting thing that happened and that it seems that whether the legislature or the treasurer's office sort of lost track of the progress and the utilization of this fund. I think not only for this particular fund, but for other initiatives in the future, I think it is important that we make this relatively minor change to the statutes. Any further discussion? Representative Delnicki.
Yes, I too would like to recognize Representative Belinsky for his efforts here. This was a couple-year endeavor trying to get the right committee to take it up. And the Banking Committee did a great job on this. And his efforts here really have made a difference, not just for his district, but for the entire state of Connecticut. And I just wanted to recognize his efforts, his focus, and his drive to get it done. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and
Thank you, Representative. Any further discussion? Representative Delnicki.
and without objection, place it on the consent calendar.
No objection, so ordered. Okay, moving on to item number 11, HB 7082, an act concerning certain requirements applicable to virtual currency money transmission licensees and property interests in virtual currency and prohibiting state payments and investments in virtual currency. Can I have a motion to JF this to the floor? So moved by Representative Santos, seconded by Senator Miller. Any discussion? Seeing none, Representative Delnicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Place this on the consent calendar, please.
Okay, seeing no objection, so ordered. Okay, and our last item on the agenda today is item number 12, HB 7083, an act concerning various revisions to the credit union statutes relating to loan officers, non-member payments, member business loans, charitable contributions, extension of credit, proceeds of the resale of repossessed goods, capital, and net worth. Quite a lot going on there. Can I have a motion to JF this to the floor? JFS. Senator Berthel, seconded by Representative Del Nicky. The JFS is in LCO 6188. As I mentioned in the title alone, it's apparent there's quite a bit going on in here. Would like to thank and recognize the Credit Union League, the Department of Banking, Connecticut Bankers Association for having discussions on this. There are a few changes in here, definitions to immediate family members, amount of payment from a non-member that may be received by the credit unions. We also actually removed, and I suppose the title will change as a result, the provision in Section 8 about motor vehicle repossessions, and a few other things in here. So the motion has been made and seconded. Any comments? Senator Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I'm disappointed with the change in section 3 of this bill. I'm told that with the change that it limits one credit union to become a community development financial institution. I've said from the time that I've chaired this committee that I'm interested in the unbanked and the underbanked. And I think that the bill in its original form, attacks that, or I should say addresses that, excuse me. And to limit this idea, this initiative to one credit union is not fair to the low or the marginalized, low-income families that this program was intended to empower community development in those communities. I appreciate the Bankers Association. I appreciate the Department of Banks as well as the credit unions to sit down and negotiate this. But I think that as a policymaker, as policymakers, that is our responsibility to make sure that every person in this state have access to financial and banking products. And I think that that's what this initiative does. I think to limit that, it's not fair. I think that it's an injustice, to be honest with you, because banks have to assume some of the responsibilities of excluding certain communities. They make it difficult where you can't go get a personal loan. What do we have? We had earned wage access. Now we have a product that's been around since the 90s, the Community Development Financial Institution has been around for years, something that can empower our communities. I stay in the inner city in my community because I love my community. I love being in the city. I love being there with my constituents. And I see individuals coming from New York in my community to start their businesses. Why? Why shouldn't those individuals that live in my community have access to the finances to start their businesses there? And so I think what the industry has done is that you've excluded certain people. You've excluded the marginalized individuals in the state of Connecticut where they can't go and buy their homes, start a bank, a savings account. So I think that to this program, and I've seen it at work in New York, in the Bronx, and that I think it's a very good program. I'm told that there needs to be more restrictions. I am totally against it. I can say this, that when it comes to the Senate, I don't know what I'm going to do with this bill. I would like to see some changes, and I would like to see it go back to the original language, because I don't think that the time to exclude certain individuals is over, and that we need to be more inclusive instead of exclusive. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Any other comments? Senator Berthel?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I'm listening to what the good chair has said about this, and I think that I'll support this out of the committee today, but I think if there's an opportunity for us to further the conversation between now and the end of session, this is a House bill, but we certainly, Senator Miller, you and I can certainly amend it on the floor if we had to upstairs in the upper chamber. But I know there's representatives of the credit union here today, credit union industry league and the Bankers Association. I think we can probably address your concern, Senator. I agree with you. I think there's a little more work we might be able to do with this. So thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Senator. Any other comments? I will concur with my co-chair. One of the things we're trying to do on this committee year after year is to expand access to capital. As my co-chair eloquently stated, this is a good program to do so and to provide additional opportunities to the expansion of credit for people throughout our state. So I think it is important to get this right. I do look forward to those further conversations. It is a House bill, but we will be in constant contact about this, I'm sure, and we will do what we need to do to get the right bill on the Senate floor. Okay, so Representative Delnicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have plenty of time to get this right. We really do. And many a time we've taken a product that was less than perfect and through discussions, negotiations, meetings during the course of the session. And I'm convinced that we can get it right, that we can make sure that all your issues are addressed and that is fair and equitable. So I am voting yes today. And I'm convinced that we can get it right. And we have the time to do that. So I don't know that we would want to put it on the consent calendar. I think we probably should have a vote, individual vote on this issue.
Sure. Okay. Any other discussion? No? Seeing none, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Calling the roll for House Bill number 7083, LCO number 6188. Action is JFS to the floor. Representative Doucette. Senator Miller.
Miller votes no.
Representative Delnicki. Senator Berthel.
Yes.
Senator Honig.
No.
Representative Santos. Representative Baker.
Representative Baker votes no.
Representative Foster.
Foster votes yes.
Senator Hockadell. Representative G.
G votes no.
Representative Aniskovich. Representative Hoxa.
Hoxa votes yes.
Representative Gajowski.
Representative Gajewski votes yes.
Okay. The last thing to do today is to vote on our consent calendar. So when you're ready, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll on the consent calendar.
Now calling the roll for items on the consent calendar. Such items include SB 1256, JFS to the floor, LCO number 6156, HB number.
Tom, excuse me. I think that was 6165. The LCO. Sorry.
My apologies. SB number 1256, JFS to the floor, LCO number 6165. HB number 6990, action is JF to the floor. HB number 1397, action is JF to the floor. SB number 1398, action is JFS to the floor. LCO number 6076. SB number 1399, action is JFS to the floor. LCO number 6146. SB number 1400, action is JF to the floor. SB number 1401, action is JFS to the floor. LCO number 6148. HB number 5503, action is JF to the floor. HB number 6194, action is JFS to the floor. LCO number 6153. And HB number 7082, action is JF to the floor. Now calling the roll. Representative Doucette. Senator Miller.
Yes.
Representative Delnicki. Senator Berthel.
Yes.
Representative Santos. Senator Honig.
Yes.
Representative Baker.
Representative Baker votes yes.
Representative Foster.
Foster votes yes.
Senator Huckadell. Representative G.
Yes.
Representative Enniskovich. Representative Hoxa.
Hoxa votes yes.
Representative Gajowski.
Yes.
Okay, again, votes will be held open till 2 p.m. So with that, we are at the end of our agenda. I want to take a few minutes to recognize the work of our staff, starting with our awesome clerk, the banking committee, Tom TJ Tagneri, who is, yes, I think a round of applause is deserved. He has really done an incredible job. We've had, we went through several clerks here. They get promoted. They do a great job here. We break them in and train them. I want to keep this one if we can. He's done a great job, really hit the ground running. I look forward to continuing to work with you as we move these items along across the way to the House and Senate. So thank you very much for all of your hard work. Over with Tom is Will, who's our intern from UConn Law School. Thank you, Will, for your work. We've had a few assistant clerks assisting us as well, who I don't see them in the room, but thank you very much. Our nonpartisan staff over here, we had the same core team for some time. We've had Pat Deegan, who does a yeoman's job of churning through our bills, and hopefully we have kept him relatively sane this session so far with our JFS language, but again, more work to come, and I have every confidence that he will continue to do a great job for us as we move forward. From OLR, we have Kristen and George, who have been with us again, and their contribution is well appreciated. Ryan from OFA as well. So our same core team of nonpartisan staff has done a great job for us once again. Want to recognize everyone who has participated in the process. Of course, everyone who came out to testify. We had a few long hearings, but it is important to get those comments on the record and to give everyone an opportunity to weigh in. And recognize our committee members here. Once again, we are a small but mighty committee. We've had a great attendance. I think that shows in the product we've put out and the consensus we've gotten on a good many issues. And want to especially recognize the leadership of the committee. As always, again, the same core team we've had for quite a while, and it's been been said and will be said again that we really work great together, and it's a pleasure to work with Senator Berthel, my friend and neighbor, Representative Del Mickey, and of course, my co-chair. So thank you, everyone. Any, and our vice chairs, Representative Santos and Senator Honig down there at the end. Don't forget about him. Okay. Anyone else before we conclude? Senator Berthel.
Thank you, Senator. I just wanted to make a quick note. During the course of this so far through the session, we actually had someone who had worked in our office for many, many years who decided there was a greener pasture to go and work in. And that's Avery Gaddis, who was the bank's researcher, among others, other committees here in the building. Avery was here, I think, right out of like 8th grade. I mean, and he never ages at all, but we miss him terribly, wish him good luck. In the interim, another longtime staffer, Chris Fletcher, has taken up the mantle of providing research. And I know Mr. Chair, you mentioned the sessional assistant clerks. The tallest clerk I think we've ever had in the Banks Committee is Tucker Carroll, who is the interim assistant clerk for I think SRO, right, and whatnot. But thank you as well. I echo your comments, not to repeat all of those wonderful and kind words. This is really a great committee, not only because of how well we work together as legislators, but we can't get anything done without any of you as staff. So thank you as well.
Thank you, Senator. Well said. And again, that's why I have my friends here to help me for those that I have forgotten. I definitely want to extend our thanks, acknowledgement to Avery and to all of our caucus staff as well, who I neglected to mention the first time. So that's why you guys are here to bail me out. Representative Del Mickey.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I want to reinforce every positive comment that has been made here. And in the tradition of the South Windsor Fire Department, their motto, "We get it done." Well, I think if we're going to adopt the motto, we get it done here in banking. So again, thank you to everyone. It's been great contributions from the public, great contributions from the members of the committee, and we get it done. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Rep. Del Mickey. Last but certainly not least, Madam
Thank you.
Co-Chair.
Sorry, sir. I excuse me. I want to echo your sentiments as well, but I'm a firm believer in being a team, and played a former athlete. Can't do anything without the captain of the team. You can't do anything without the rest of the members of the team. And I want to say we have a great team. Your knowledge, your institutional knowledge and expertise, excuse me, has done wonders for me as the newbie on the committee. But you know, you catch things. A little word makes a difference. And so we really do appreciate you, Patrick. We really appreciate you with us going back and forth and changing the language, the summaries that we get, you looking at the legislation to make sure that the legislative intent is there. And so we could not do it without you, Tom. Tom, this is your first year. You couldn't tell. You're an expert. And so I want to thank the staff, because we really could not do it. You hold us up. And so I appreciate my co-chair. You know, I said to, I know he's going to laugh, but I said, Jason, I hope you're as good to your wife as you are to me. And so, but he really is, he is a great partner, as well as my ranking members. But Jason, Representative Doucette, thank you so much. Even with my challenges again this year, you stood in a gap for me, and I couldn't have made it through this session without you. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If my wife was here, I'm sure she'd have a lot to say. but she's not. So with that, going to thank everyone again. And we are going to stand in recess, keep the votes open until 2 p.m., at which time we shall adjourn. Thanks, everyone.
Just one moment, Senator Hockendahl. I'll be right with you.
No worries.
Oh, geez. Senator Hockendahl, we had 3 separate votes.
Okay.
SB 1396.
Yes, please.
Yes. And then HB 7083.
Yes, please.
Great, yeah.
And then the consent calendar.
Yes, please.
Yes. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Tom. Have a great day.